Hello everybody and welcome to Diary of Our Days at the Breakwater, episode 9 anime review. This episode got a little bit more serious, at point. The second half with the bird, it was, being a bit like, hey, don't be a dick, because nature suffers if you're a dick, and that's not what we want. We don't want no suffering. We want everyone to be happy, basically. The first half was just nonsense about learning how to swim. I mean, I say nonsense, it's an important thing. Very life or death based, this episode. It was sort of weird. It was like a light-hearted, serious topic, if that makes sense. Like, they did it light-hearted, but the topic was very serious. So yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Anyway, let's jump into the episode, see exactly how everything went down, and do this thing. We open up and the girls have just finished a life-saving course. Unfortunately, they've got another thing to do later on, which we'll get to. They spot Ono. Ono is in even worse shape than Hina, I think it's fair to say. She's super worried about this upcoming thing, because it's like how to save your life if you fall in the ocean, basically, is what it is. We get to it later. And obviously, Ono can't swim. I mean, Hina can't swim either, but Ono is on a completely different level because of everything she went through. Makes sense? Doesn't make it not true. Sensei tells them, hey, come to the pool straight after lessons, because, we got stuff to do. And then that's when you realise, oh yeah, Ono can't swim very well. I was going to say very well at all, really. So yeah, she's going to have a fun time dealing with that. After the opening, we then cut to them warming up after their, doing their stretches or whatever for swimming. Very important to do your stretches. Otherwise you get a cramp. And if you get a cramp, you could die. Is basically how it is. From, not being able to move in the water. Not just from cramp. That's not exactly how it works. Basically, yeah, the reason they're going through this is because this club is one of the clubs probably at the most risk of drowning, because they're always by the ocean. Makes a lot of sense, Turns out Sensei is a good teacher, because she used to be a lifeguard, so she's good at this. Also, she's the only one that gets to wear a swimsuit, I guess. Okay, like the others like wearing the tracksuits or whatever. It's like, why wouldn't they all just have swimsuits? Doesn't that make more sense? Whatever, though. Even Kuroiwa is taking this seriously because it's a matter of life or death. We then learn how to float. They teach us how to float, which is very important, so you don't drown. I feel like I'm saying pretty obvious things here, but they made it sound more interesting than I did. Also, Kuroiwa then takes a sleep while she floats, and Sensei's like, okay, you do that, you will die. Don't do that. Don't be like Kuroiwa, because you will die. And I know Kuroiwa won't, because she's got that skill, I guess. She is mafia boss level at floating, I suppose. But yeah, basically, don't fall asleep in the water. It's not a good thing. It's not good for you at all. You may perish, which isn't good. The girls all get in to practice themselves, except Ono. She is clinging on to Kuroiwa for dear life in like the bridal carry position. Makes sense. And Kuroiwa's like, just get off. You gotta fall. You gotta go down. Hina isn't scared as long as she can actually see the bottom of the water, which I feel like is, hey, that's what most people are like. Hina and Natsumi are good at doing the floating. They don't have too much trouble with it. Ono, though, is just flapping her arms around. She cannot remain calm. And I mean, fair enough, It's understandable, but you got to do what you got to do and all that. Then we learn you can actually use a water bottle to float, which I thought was really interesting. I was like, I'm going to remember that, and then one day it's going to come in handy. And people will be like, how did you figure out how to use a water bottle? I'm going to be like, boom, cute girls do fishing. And they're just going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? And I'm just going to be like, don't worry about it. Anyway, yeah. Then we got life jacket belts thing. Life jacket belts. Basically inflatable belts that are like life jackets. That's important. Learn how to float with that. Let's get Ono to demonstrate. And she looks terrified at this. She went from being so relieved they had them to, oh my god, I'm going to die. In about 3 seconds flat. It makes a lot of sense. She'll do it to not cause... She has a vision where she causes everyone trouble by almost drowning. She's like, I don't want to cause anyone trouble. And I'm just like, yeah, but not drowning is probably what you should be going for. Not causing people trouble is fine as well. But, like, don't drown is also a pretty good thing. It worked. She jumps in and knocks out Sensei, and it's pretty funny. But the belt worked, which is the important bit. The others see it works, and they're like, hey, that looks like fun. So they all jump in and hit Sensei again. Sensei, at this point, pretty pissed off with all of them. So she informs them all, hey, I only had 1 spare tank, so you just wasted 3 tanks. So you can pay for that, basically. And that they do is like 6,000 yen, which is like 60 quid, which for students, I mean, that's not an inconsiderate amount of money. Like, I didn't get pocket money really, but that's not a lot of money. That's a lot of money for a student, which, you know, feels bad for them, but hey, should have listened to the teacher. The teacher obviously said it for a reason. Should have listened. I guess it's the next day for the second half of the episode. Kuroiwa is sitting out. She's just resting and soaking in the sun's rays as you do. The other three, they go fishing. The water's a bit murky, but that's fine. They have a little fish. It's nice to fish and everything. Then out of nowhere, some bird shows up. And when I say some bird, I don't mean like a woman. I mean like an actual bird. It's called a heron, is what it is. It steals a fish that Hina was going to throw a fish into the water. She dropped the fish, by the way, so that's at least many broken bones for the fish. The fish have bones, yeah. I completely forgot. Jellyfish don't have bones, right? They don't have spines. Is that right? Fish do, though, this is the point. The point is the heron ate the fish that Hina was going to throw back, so feels kind of bad for the bird, I guess. Basically, they go near people who are fishing because they know that that's where all the fish will be. So, you know, they're going to take the scraps of the people. Very scavenger-esque. He does it again. Gets Hina's fish a second time. She's getting annoyed. This means war at this point. But then she spots its leg. So its leg is missing a few toes because it's tangled in a fishing line. So that's not good. And then it gets all very serious all of a sudden when Kuroi was just like, yeah, so people don't throw their stuff away. People just throw their stuff away willy-nilly, and then animals get hurt and everything. It's not good, and it basically ruins everyone's mood. But then they decide to pick up the trash instead, just to save the environment. Good job, girls. You're saving the world one bit at a time. The bird leaves though, which is a shame. That bird, you know, it's never good. You see videos where stuff's stuck in rubbish, and it's just like, nah, it's not hard to not throw stuff in the ocean or throw it, you know, just leave it, just put it in a bin. Like it sounds so easy to say because it is easy. Just throw it in the bin, guys. Hina feels bad for the bird. She's been thinking about it for a solid like 4 or 5 hours at this point. She goes on the internet and Googles and finds a lot of cases of, you know, herons being stuck by fishing wire or, you know, this, that, and the other things. So yeah, she feels really bad seeing it all, which she went down the Google rabbit hole. But then she calls Kuroiwa and they initiate Plan Save the Bird. And now what Plan Save the Bird is, we're going to catch the bird and we're going to get the string off it. She does want to save the bird, but also she saw string she wants to untangle because, you know, that's a thing. That's a joke that hasn't come back for like ages. But they brought that back and I was like, okay, you didn't really need to bring a joke into this bit. Like, this bit could have done without it. It's still fine, but you know, didn't really need it. Kuroiwa got permission from the government to do this. The government, the town council, you know, because I don't think they'd approve of just randomly snatching up birds, you know. But hey, they got permission for this one, so that's good. So Hina's fishing at the thing while the other three are hiding under this like thing of tarp. They've got a bag to catch this bird. It's a genius strategy. It's very basic, but hey, it worked. Hina acts like she's caught a fish. Really, it's just a thing of like, you know, just fish they bought from the store and everything. And then she throws the bird a fish. Bird goes for the fish because it's a stupid bird. Bird's going to go for it. And as it goes for it, the other three pop out with a bag. They trap the bird in it and everything. And then while it's in there, they're like, all right, quick, we got to do the thing. Hina slices the string off. Or not slices it, but she deals with the string, so the bird is now free. And it runs away because, of course, it does. It's terrified afterwards. It flies off and it's like, they're like, yeah, that thing probably won't be back tomorrow. And then the next day, they're fishing. You hear the noise. Hina's face goes, like, are you kidding me? And yep, the bird, it's right next to her. So, didn't go too well exactly. I mean, Hina's mission accomplished, but that bird is now your best friend. I think is what happened. So, bird is going to be a recurring character, I assume. But yeah, that was where we ended this week's episode. It was another fun time, a bit more serious, but still fun. So what was my favourite part of the episode? I thought about going for some of the serious like stuff like, hey, don't leave your trash everywhere. Because, you know, that's important. I'm sort of glad that they, you know, broached that topic a little bit. But at the end of the day, these kind of shows live and die by their comedy. And I thought it was kind of funny, so I'm going to go for this. This is my favourite bit. It's the bit when Sensei just gets all mad at them for wasting all that money, basically. Wasting the tanks. It was such a... Because, you know, Sensei... It was one of the few times we've seen it actually act like a Sensei. So, it made it was like, oh, it's good. I liked it. Weird to see her being like the competent one, I guess. Because usually the others are more, not smart, but more sensible than she is. So it's good to see the foot on the other shoe. The shoe on the other foot, said it the wrong way around. The shoe on the other foot, for once. But anyway, this was a solid episode, I thought. Solid, fun episode. Like the serious stuff as well, as I've said many a time. We've got, what, 3 episodes left? Although that, for these sort of shows, that don't really matter because, you know, other than, you know, that's the end. It's not like we gotta, you know, wrap up the plot in 3 weeks because, you know, there is no plot, and that's fine. That's half the fun of these shows. But yeah, let's wrap this up. I can't think of too much else to say. Don't want to keep you guys any longer than, you know, I know you guys are busy. Thank you everybody for watching these reviews. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing and stuff for more reviews. That would help me out a lot. I will see you next week for another episode of this. Take care, and bye guys.